Salutations. All right, I had to calm down a little bit and I was going over time. So I want to talk about something else that concerns the Urantia Book and Gobekli Tepe, the 12,000, they say more than 12,000 year old buried site there. Now, keeping in mind that they say that Gobekli Tepe was in service for 4,000 years. So there's a lot of history there within those monuments, within what they're finding there, all right? Something I kind of wanted to point out about the Urantia Book, I believe addresses this as far as who actually was in Gobekli Tepe. It was actually the Andites is what they're saying. And they're saying how much that the blood, the original stock of Adam and Eve and Caligastia, these supernatural extraterrestrial beings that came here, that were actually upgrading our biological deal. How much they're actually sorry, I got distracted there. How much they're actually interacting with us, and how much their plasm and their genetics started degrading and declining in the years to come, all right, the generations to come. And I think that Gobekli Tepe shows that a little bit. We're seeing that. We're seeing certain things like, I've always had a personal obsession with Eartha Man, of course, because Eartha Man looks like Odo from Star Trek Deep Space Nine, and it's got on the thing on like Council Troy, a little V thing on. And that is, I mean, that's going back 10 years. That thing was found after those shows already concluded. So I think that says a lot about what beings and what genetics were interacting. You see some strange animals on some of those things, all right? And that's going to be definitely indicative of what this book says, that there's beasts running around all over the place that are not seen today. Boom, all right? Now, most important, and I think most unique, is the picture of, you've got the scorpion, and then you've got a bird and a headless individual riding this bird with an erection. You can see it on the picture. And I think that ties into what this book says, that Adam and Eve rode around for transport, something they called fandors, which are these huge birds, similar to what the Territorn Argentavis would be called for our science now. But I think maybe this is a different bird that was more capable of flight than the the Thunderbird was, perhaps. But anyway, that's tying into that, all right? And that's, I think, very prevalent when you look at that on that structure, and you see that, a headless individual riding that. And also there are other bird structures in Gobekli Tepe that I think ties into Ken Carey's book, The Ancient Bird Tribes. I think there's a major connection there. So this is just something to be aware of and to investigate. And look through the books themselves, the book itself, when it talks about who the Andites were, how the actual genetics started declining at that time, and they even say that they moved to that area. And they talk about a group of Andites that was very aggressive, and another was more peaceful and got forced out of their home. I think that might be Gobekli Tepe. Okay, just food for thought. I don't see much else outside of the artifacts, anybody saying really what that place was that blew up out of the desert. And right here, we have at least something trying to say and give some type of an explanation of who this was, as far as I can see anyway. So does that mean it's 100% correct? No. But I think this is very worthy looking at and trying to maybe look at it at the fossil record and see some other things. Just how does this hold up? Certain things in here are very interesting. I also want to give a shout out to my friend Halbert Katzen, who runs UB News. He actually came to my town, and he's a cousin of a friend that I've known for, 40 years now. And he came doing some research on this, and it was very enlightening, some of the things he added to that, all right? So we matched up a lot of good knowledge, and some of the things he was saying I could incorporate to the knowledge I had of this book. So I give him much credit. He's doing good work on that, all right? Once again, I had to remove my personal prejudices concerning this book because it's racially skewed and incorrect, as the genetic record shows right now. That's not just talk. Genetics shows that right now, that some of what they're saying here is wrong concerning the black race, definitely. And they're turning everything violet and green, every other deal. But there's other stuff in here worthy of discernment. Period. So see if I got everything here. I'm not nearly as hyped on this one, thank goodness. Something that's just good to kind of tie into this, and it's something to throw in there. A page to look up. Page 397 to 398, when they talk about the life carrier worlds and decimal planets based on the decimal. And they say Earth is one, and how those are experimental worlds. All right. Another one, the Urantia Adventure, page 734, part 4. Check that out. Check the book out. You know, I'm not saying to swear by it or nothing like that, but I think it needs to be evaluated and compared and measured up against some of the archaeological finds we're having right now. And, you know, where is some of this, our lost history coming in? It's just very fascinating to me. And it keeps us from being asleep in this matrix, whatever the hell this is. Please subscribe. I appreciate all those supporting. Patreon people, much love to you. If it wasn't for you, this video wouldn't be going on to YouTube. Once again, you're the reason why I'm still making videos now. So thank you. Please subscribe. Peace.